everybody, Litecoin Lawton again on this beautiful day, August 29th. It's about 4 o'clock. I haven't posted in a while, but I've been super busy, and I hope you guys understand. The market's kind of gone sideways and down here. Nothing super exciting other than the fact that we are scooping up some cheap coins, you guys. So tell me what you guys are doing out there. I just thought this was super funny, man. The Americans, we just took both pills. The blue one and the red one. I also really like these rules here, like don't be a dick, pump and dump schemes, no pumping new coin, don't make up shit up, no stonk talk. Anyways, I'd like talking about all economics on this channel, so I will talk about the stocks and the S&P and everything, Dow Jones, just because you guys, it has relations in it. We're all in this world together. We're all affected. Everybody's, the separatism has to stop, right? We are affected by the war in Ukraine. We are affected by wars everywhere, and in people's pain and suffering affects everybody, because that means that they're gonna put more pressure on, like, maybe the earth, or they're gonna do something like poach, some animals to survive. If they're starving, right? So it's a really crazy world out there. We're all connected, you guys. Come together as a family, we're all on this rock together, and at any moment, a meteor could snatch life away from us. So we need to start coming together as a global society instead of these individual countries, people of Earth. So that's kind of what I'm about on this channel, you guys. Is just come together, the people of Earth, all the economic news, everything is all connected, with this guy in Russia, and the Fed, and the system itself is kind of just jacked up. It was built on debt, and someone, Keynes, you can thank Keynes for that, and then all the derivative markets has gotten out of control, paper money on paper money on paper money. So when the top level starts going, you guys, it's gonna flow down to this I'll bring it up because I do have a chart here for that. But this is, I made this chart right here. If it loads, I am kind of proud of this. I need to start adding some numbers here, but this is Esker's pyramid, you guys, and this Exter's, sorry, that's but this guy basically, this is Exter's pyramid. So when this is all the paper money, okay, this is 1.2 quadrillion, and unfunded government liabilities. So like all this right here, this derivative is going to basically starts collapsing into the real estate, and then when the real estate starts collapsing and the private businesses start collapsing, it collapses back into mutual bonds and corporate bonds, and then these are the listed stocks. So listed stocks are only make up like 73 trillion. Okay, maybe plus or minus a trillion or whatever, but around 73 trillion is just the stock market. So look how much money is above that, like 1.2 quadrillion. Like all of these markets are really where all the money is. Stock market's just a pageant show, a fashion show, right? Johnny Bravo, dude. So and then when these start collapsing, like it falls down into this, it basically goes to gold, you guys, and paper money. So paper money, people will flood to cash, which we're kind of seeing right now, because they're starting to not trust the government bonds. And then these derivatives are derivative markets are collapsing, right? Like, Three Arrows Capital and Voyager, and there's been a few now. So if you guys are, have your money on some other place, even including banks, like, you gotta really, this is the thing that's messed up, is that these commercial banks that hold all of our money are able to trade this stuff, you guys. They're able to trade and take positions, and if they go wrong, then they can just go out of business. Like, they can just bankrupt themselves, but the problem is that they're just like in control of all of our money, right? They're in control of all these transactions, all the credit system, and you're swiping of cards, right? It's like super real money, right? And they're in charge of the digits, you guys. And if they go down, and Lord knows who's going to be in charge of our digits, right? You should be, the answer is you should be in charge of your own digits. And so this is happening. They're not doing so good. The leverage, they're over leveraged right now and in the wrong positions. And it doesn't take much to like get one of these, banks to start the trickle down effect, right? Because these are too big to fail, right? So, be careful out there. I think right now we're in this green area. It's a really amazing time for Bitcoin. I talk about Bitcoin because I talk about all cryptos, but this is the king dingling, right? So, this green area is traditionally a really good time to get in. And you have to wait like 3 years on average. Like this is like 3 years, 3 years. So if it just holds true, then we're basically going to see, we'll probably see around like 100 and I would say maybe 120, $140,000 Bitcoin. I think this thing's going to snap up here on the stock to flow. So we'll see. I know people stop talking about stock to flow because it's kind of deviated shows so much, but that just means that it will, when the correction happens, it'll probably like overcorrect. So we'll see on the level of adoption and stuff. We'll go to the charts. I wanted to go through some indicators right now. Like I want to show you guys this on the weekly. This is Bitcoin's RSI, and you notice that we just had a cross here. So like just last year, this is this is a sign, you guys. This is confirmation on the Mac. This is this is the MACD. This is confirmation on the MACD, you guys, that that we have bottomed, and this is the lowest it's ever been in the history of Bitcoin. So the correction over here, if this ever gets back up into this area, it's going to be crazy, you guys. Like this means that we're in right now. Wherever you're in right now, you're going to 10x your money, you guys, in the next 3 years. So this is not financial advice, you guys, at this channel, but that's what I believe. If you can 10x your money in 3 years, would you buy now? The mindset, you have to keep your emotions in check, and that's really the ultimate thing that helps traders, is keeping those emotions in check, knowing the long game, knowing that this is not going away, and that this right here, you guys, this is confirmation. This should be screaming at you, at least on the weekly, that this thing is confirmed. On Bitcoin on the daily, it doesn't look so great. That's why it's nice to kind of zoom out sometimes. I did want to go through a couple more indicators with you. Let's go through the RSI now. So the RSI, I want to go zoom out a little bit here on the weekly. Okay, so this is on the weekly, and this thing, I mean, look at these times. These times correlate to like the very best of the best opportunities, and we are just really oversold on the weekly, and we're still over that oversold territory. So I mean, this thing's got hammered. We fell really hard. So this RSI is also kind of screaming at you that it's a really good time to at least start accumulating in this zone. What other stuff do I got? We can turn on Lux Algo here. Lux Algo has you, obviously out right now, as a sell right now. But a lot of other indicators right now are showing that this thing is starting to turn around. What else we want to look at? Litecoin. Let's go look at my baby Litecoin first. I'm doing this together with you guys this morning. We'll go through just a couple indicators. A strong sell on the weekly. I can zoom in a little bit here. Let's go to the daily. I'm pretty sure we're still on a sell. Yep, still on a sell on daily, kind of forming this like, looks like a kind of like a bear flag here. I mean, obviously this is like a channel bear flag here coming into this. However, we are holding this macro level structure, so we kind of fell out of it, but then we're like where we're at here is right on this line, you guys. Let's extend it a little bit. We're basically right on it. We're looking like we want to hold this right here, at least on the daily. So top of this thing is at 120. So we're at $55. So that's a 3x gain, right? So that's a pretty good, that's a good chunk of money on your return, right? So that's a really good play, you guys. What do you think about this ETH merge coming up? Tell you my thoughts. I'm excited. I'm also nervous, right? Like we're going from proof of stake or proof of work to proof of stake. It's never been done before. No one's ever switched protocols. It kind of feels like a rug pull and like less decentralization. Like they're just kind of like there's so much algorithms that and math that basically is involved in trying to do that, something that's never been done before. Just because it's never been done doesn't mean it can't be done. I do have faith in Vitalik and the many ETH developers that are out there. Where is the miners going to go? So this is my theory, is that it's going to go to ETH Classic, you guys. ETH Classic is already kind of like, look at this thing, you guys, on the daily. This thing's already like, we're going to merge, right? So like the merge news came out, and then the miners are just like kind of figuring it out. They're like, well, this is a 300% or 220% jump here in the last like month, right? So ETH Classic is on a tear right now, and I think that this might continue, especially with the miners. They have to mine something, you guys. They have the hardware, actual physical hardware has to do some work, and ETH Classic is a natural alternative to that. And they're either going to sell their graphics cards, or they're like, some of them are probably going to sell their graphics cards, right? But others are going to keep their machines and keep ETH Classic's going to go. So you're going to see the hash power of ETH Classic just go explode, right? So ETH Classic, if you guys want to make a lot of money, it's probably a good play right now. It's really hard for me to buy ETH Classic just because they've been 51% attacked like 5 times already. And when I transferred some ETH Classic, it took 3 days because it was like just 51% attacked, and then they had to do like 1,800 confirmations or something, and it took like 3 days. So I'm a little bitter with ETH Classic. I think it's going to pump. I make a lot of money, so I'll probably put a little bit in that. My Bone right now is doing really good. I bought Bone, like it just kind of made sense to buy it because I really like SHIB and I was like supporting the ecosystem. So bought a bunch of this Bone. I guess I'm a boner, part of the boner crew. And it's done ridiculous, you guys. Give the dog a bone. 500%, right? I bought it, it was like 40 cents when I bought it. So I bought it like right in here somewhere. I think this is going to continue too. I think Shibarium and the launch of this whole thing, the ecosystem is really going to start playing a big role in, especially if ETH itself, the merge is successful. SHIB and layer 2 solutions are probably going to reap the benefit of that. I'm going to talk about some Doge now. Doge. Doge's doing okay. Still in this like channel, right? So people have been talking about this like this bear market, right? Or like it's not. I've heard the argument that it's not long enough. We haven't had enough pain yet, right? And that could be true. That could be very true. And then Doge, I just wanted to tell you guys, until we broke all-time highs again, like we had this pump, and then until we broke all-time highs was 1,120 days, right? So it was like 3.2 years or something like that, right? So look where we are now. So like if this same thing happens again, then that would kind of be like, we'd have to wait till basically 2024 again to see this thing actually break all-time highs. Anyways, my family's got home, you guys. Litecoin Lawton, hope you're having a beautiful day. I love you guys. Thanks for subscribing. I appreciate your time. All right, bye.